Well, hey there, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Or for some of you who are new to the channel, welcome to Larry's House of Hockey. This particular video, it's not a real good, not a real good video to have to do, because I just got home from work a little bit, like literally a little bit ago, even though it's after 4 a.m. But I just found this out not too long ago before I filmed this, which I will upload this later in the probably later this morning or early afternoon. But I saw this and I thought I should probably talk about it. Anybody who has watched hockey for a long time, as I have, I've been around the sport of hockey basically my whole life. And I remember growing up in school, especially in, following in 1993, this young coach, this really young coach that, he had kind of a mullet and all that. And, not a whole lot was known about him, but he's gone on to have an amazing career, not just as a coach, but as an analyst and, you name it. But Barry Melrose, anybody who's been around hockey, you know who Barry Melrose is. And he apparently, he had to, he's been with the espn for forever. He's been with ESPN. After he was a coach, he spent almost 30 years with ESPN. After he was a coach in LA for the LA Kings in their 1993 Stanley Cup final run, coaching Wayne Gretzky and coaching some of some Hall of Fame players from that team. Well, Barry Melrose, he announced that he is having to retire because he has been diagnosed with Parkinsons. Now, he's 67 years old, which to me is just unfathomable that he's 67 years old, because again, I remember him as this young baby-faced coach with this dark hair and this long dark mullet. And it's crazy to think to me, it's crazy to think that he's 67 years old, but he's had to retire because he's been diagnosed with Parkinson's. And Parkinson's it's brutal. It is a brutal disease. And ask Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox has been battling Parkinson's for years and years and years. And Barry said in his statement, he said, I've had over 50 extraordinary years playing, coaching, and analyzing the world's greatest game of hockey. And he said, it's now time to hang up my skates and focus on my health, my family, including my supportive wife, Cindy, and whatever comes next. That's what he said in a statement. Now, Parkinson's, unfortunately, there's no cure for it. There's treatment for it. Michael J. Fox has done pretty well throughout a majority of his life dealing with Parkinson's, but it's one of those diseases you can't really get rid of it. And I literally have no doubt that Barry will tackle this and will give it as much fight as he can. And I hope there is something that help it. And it's just it's one of those things for somebody who's been watching Barry Melrose as long as I have, that he has to retire. That that this is what's making him retire. And it's unfortunately one of those things. As you get older, as you get older, your health can get, your health just, you don't end up as healthy as you can, as you are, as you're older. I mean, when it comes right down to it, Father Time is undefeated. We all as we get older, our health is not, it's not like it was when we were in our teens or in our 20s. I mean, I've always considered myself pretty fortunate that, I'm in my mid 40s and I've always been pretty healthy. I mean, obviously, in the last couple of years, I found out, that I'm a type 2 diabetic. I found that out in 2020, but something tells me I had probably been a diabetic for at least 5, 6, maybe even 7 years prior to that and never knew it. Where, and all you can really do is, once you get the diagnosis, is you try to combat it as best you can. As me being type 2 diabetic, I'm trying to tackle it the best way I can and try to, remain as healthy as I can. And, for Barry Melrose, being 67 years old, it's one of them things where, you hope that he, can get through this, can battle through it. And it's the kind of thing where, he's going to focus on this and try to get this done. But there's nothing saying, especially come playoff time, that, you couldn't get in there for even like a segment or whatever and be able to talk to him, and he can give his thoughts on the game or on the playoffs or whatever. I mean, he's been a tremendous voice for the game of hockey. He's hockey's been his life. It is, he played it. He played in the NHL. He played in the old WHA. And, he was a coach, of course. And, but most of us know him as the analyst on ESPN. Him and John Butchergrass, Steve Levy. And I know for the longest time, when the NHL was not on ESPN, I kept thinking, why is he still there? Why isn't he why isn't he going, to somewhere where there is hockey? Because I was a firm believer for years, and I still believe this. ESPN hates hockey. They hate the NHL. But Barry Melrose stuck it out on ESPN. Even though they hardly ever talked to him. They hardly ever, he was there. He was there, and he always preached about the beauty of the game and the sport of hockey. Whether it was the NHL, whether it's college, whether it's, anything, just hockey in general. He preached it. He loves the game. He preached it. He still preaches it. He loves the game. And of course, Commissioner Gary Bettman, came out and he made a statement, saying, just how big of a factor Gary has been for the game of hockey. And, for over 50 years. I mean, and Gary said, he has no doubt that Barry will tackle this with, the utmost vigor that he can. And we hope for the best. I hope for the best for him, because again, he's somebody I've grown up watching him on TV for a long time. I mean, a good chunk of my life. And to hear him, unfortunately, become a victim of Parkinson's, it's brutal to hear. But I have no doubt that that Barry will tackle it with the best he can, with his family by his side, his wife, his kids, and we wish him the best. I wish him the best, and yeah, I'd like to see Barry Melrose still around for a good long time. I think that would be hopefully he can. Hopefully he can tackle this, help get through it, and yeah, a little emotional, even though when you go and you watch a guy on TV for a long time, especially somebody in the sport that you love, even though you don't really necessarily have that quote emotional attachment, but in a way you kind of do. But yeah, hopefully he fights through this with his family, with his kids and everything by his side, and hopefully he's he might be retiring, but hopefully at the very least, hopefully you've got Zoom, you've got all that kind of stuff. At least be able to have him on for a segment or two here and there, and where he can impart his wisdom on the greatest sport in the world. So wish him nothing but the best. Hope everything is good, and he can battle through this, and yeah. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Barry Melrose. What did you think of him as a coach? What did you think of him as an analyst? What did you think about him on ESPN? Do you think he was great to listen to? Were you not that big of a fan of him? I'd love to know what you guys think. And again, I hope and wish him nothing but the best. He's, and again, it's hard to believe that he's for somebody like me, I've been around the sport my whole life. It's hard to believe that, you look at some of these guys and they're like, wow, they're that old. 67 years old. It's the kind of thing where you stop and you don't really think about, I look at me. Here I am. I'm in my mid-40s. Where'd that come from? I don't know. but yeah, hopefully he fights through it. And again, I'd love to know what your guys' opinions on him. And do you think at the very least they can still pop in? He can still pop in here and there to talk hockey, especially come playoff time and stuff like that. I hope so. I hope he's able to still do that. And yeah, so Barry, best of luck. And let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think? How do you guys think he was as a coach, as an analyst? Did you like him on ESPN? Did you not? Let me know what you guys think. And again, if you were new to the channel, I'm very, very happy that you found the channel. If you liked the video, hit that like button. Check out some of the other videos on the channel. If you really enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button. It would be greatly, greatly appreciated. And if you want to be notified anytime future videos are uploaded, you can tap the little bell, and you will be notified anytime one of my videos goes live. And again, best wishes to Barry Melrose, best wishes to his family, and let's hope he battles through it. So again, let me know what you guys think. Hit like and subscribe if you have not done that yet already. It would be greatly appreciated. And I will see you guys again really, really soon.